Hello, today we're going to start talking about reflections. So reflections is when you take something and you can either reflect it over the y-axis, which so you'd flip it this way, or you can reflect it over the x-axis, which you'd flip this way. So, okay, so when I'm looking at problem number 1, if you notice they give me all my ordered pairs, which are already graphed for me, and they're labeled A, B, and C. And then they tell me to reflect the shape over the y-axis. So normally what you're going to use is a highlighter, but for some reason my highlighter is not working, so I'm just going to kind of just show you where the x or y-axis is. So you want to take your highlighter and highlight that. So that's where we're going to reflect over. So whenever we're reflecting over the y-axis, the y stays the same because you notice the height's not going to change at all when I'm flipping. It's just the x that's going to change. So we're going to change all the ordered pairs to be negative x. So right down there you can put a negative. And then the y is going to stay the same. So I'm going to take that a, and my a prime is now going to be negative 2, 4. My b prime is going to be negative 9, 3. And my c prime is going to be negative 10, 7. All right, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to graph my ordered pairs. Let's change our color. Let's do blue. Okay, so I have negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's my a prime. I have negative 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. There's my b prime. And then my c prime is going to be at negative 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there is my c prime. Okay, so when you connect your dots, you can use a ruler because that way it'll make your lines a lot more straight and look a lot better. But if you notice, one thing that a lot of people forgot yesterday was they forgot to label their points. So I labeled all my points. Okay, now if I were to take this graph right here and I were to take it and I were to fold it in half, right where that line is, those triangles would be right on top of each other. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so when we're flipping over or reflecting over the y-axis, we want them to fold on top of each other. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at this next one. All right, so I have all of my ordered pairs. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit again. Okay, so I have all my ordered pairs, and what I'm going to do is it says to reflect over the y-axis. So let's go ahead and change back to that pink color. Okay, so I know my y-axis is right here. So again, you're going to take your highlighter and highlight that y-axis. I know I kind of got off there a little bit. And that's where you're going to highlight. Okay, so I know I'm flipping. So I'm going to be flipping this way. So if I'm flipping this way, that means that my x is going to change. Or not my x, my y. I don't move it all this way. I'm moving only up and down. So that means that my y is going to change. So when I'm flipping over the x-axis, it's x and then just a negative y. So my a prime is going to be 0. So then if I put a negative in front of a negative 3, that would give me a positive 3. So I'm going to have 0, 3. My b prime is going to be negative 10, 2. My c prime is going to be negative 8, 7. And my d prime is going to be negative 2, 9. Right? So I'm going to look up here and I'm going to start with my a prime. So my a prime is 0, 3. Let's go ahead and change colors again back to that blue. So 0, 3, 0, and then 1, 2, 3. So this would be my a prime. My b prime is at negative 10, 2. So here's my b prime. And my c prime is at negative 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many up do I go? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my c prime. And my d prime is at negative 2, 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's my d prime. And again, please use a ruler to connect your dots. I don't have a ruler on this computer, so I cannot do that. And always make sure you're labeling your points. Fancy dancy. All right, so why don't you go ahead and pause the video and then go ahead and try number 3, and then when you can unpause it, and then I'll walk you through it and you can see if you got it right. Okay, so I'm going to be flipping over the x-axis. So I'm going to highlight the x-axis. So when I flip over the x-axis, the y is the one that's going to change. So my a prime is going to be 4, -5. My b prime is going to be 6, 6, -1. And my c prime is going to be 10, -8. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look up here and I'm going to change my colors. Okay, so I'm going to have 4, -5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my new a prime. My b prime is at 6, -1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1 is my b prime, and my c prime is at 10, -8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just lost count again. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, I was really struggling there. I got it though. Here's my C prime. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect the dots. So again, please make sure that you're using a ruler to make your line straight. All right, and if I were to fold those two on top of each other over the x-axis, I know they would land on top of each other, which is what I want. Okay. I'm going to show you one other way that you can do this. If this doesn't make any sense, then just stick with what you know. So on this next one, I want to flip it over again over the x-axis. They must really like the x-axis. So I am going to highlight where my x-axis is. Okay, so we'll do it both ways. So the first way you can do it is you can do it by doing your ordered pairs. So I know when I'm flipping over the x-axis, the y is the one that changed. So my a prime is going to be -2, 2. My b prime is going to be -9, and then the 0, a -0 is still 0, so it's just going to stay 0. My c prime is going to be -10, 6, and my d prime is going to be -1, 7. All right, so you can either go ahead and you can just graph those ordered pairs. The other way you can do it is if you're looking at the graph, we'll zoom in a little bit to make this a little bit easier. So if you notice, I'm flipping over the x-axis, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count up to the x-axis. So I'm going to take this A, and I see it's 2 away from the x-axis, so I'm going to go 2 above. Let's go ahead and change our colors quick. So I'm 2 below, so then I'm going to go 2 above. So this is my new A prime. For D, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's my new D prime. For C, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's my new C prime. B, I'm right on the line, so then I'm not going to go anywhere. So that's also my B prime. Okay, so then, and if you look, those are the exact same points that we just came up with. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to go ahead and flip this over and work on the back of the worksheet, and that's going to be your exit ticket for today. Thank you.